How's it going today? Today we're going to take a review of the earnings that are coming out. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I got a list of companies that I've been kind of looking at and everything like that, that I've been recommending. But these things, before I want to get into, I want to explain how I view earnings season. Earnings season to me is like a filter per se. And what I mean by that is a lot of companies, you know what I mean? Like the company could be doing horrible, and then the stock can go up, and the company can do great, and the stock can get hit. Because you have to think, I mean, the stock is, there's two things: what the company does and how it's doing, but then the valuation. So obviously, let's say a company like even Shopify, in my opinion, has ran up a little too much, in my opinion. So a lot of people, oh well, it could come out earnings and the stock's down 10, so they think, oh well, it was a bad quarter. Well, maybe the stock has ran up. You always have to visualize where the stock has been, and where it's, so when it goes into earnings season. But I mean, that's kind of the companies I'm looking at, especially a lot of these high flyers such as Amazon. They got hit a little bit, and I think it's profit taking. I think they're like, hey, I'm going to take money off the table because I don't know. And I believe some of these companies will do good. And I think a lot of these companies that have ran up are still good companies, but don't be alarmed when they get hit. I mean, we already kind of seen that. I was kind of trying to make a video before that, and I was like, well, it's going to happen. The Nasdaq is probably going to get hit for no reason, and just the way it is, especially like the Shopify, the Trade Desk, the Twilios, the Etsy's, the Apples. You know, I mean, I believe they're probably going to take a hit. I mean, they're probably going to go down maybe to 5-10%, maybe on an okay quarter. Look at Netflix. I mean, the thing ran up so much and it got clobbered. You know what I mean? Down 10%. I think maybe even Tesla has ran up so much, that these companies have ran so much up, they're not going to, I don't believe they're going to be expectations, because everybody believes that I believe it's all kind of baked into it at the moment. And I believe there's a lot of companies that, just the way it is, I believe a lot of these companies have ran up too much. And basically that's where I really kind of believe with the earnings season. I'm going to make this video kind of quick, but that's kind of my view of it. So, I mean, there's some companies I'm definitely watching it, especially Shopify coming up. I mean, that thing has just been a beast. I mean, that thing just kept going up, and you always have to, why is it down so much? And I always like when, oh, you know, why is it down so much? People will go on and on, oh, well, it's down a lot. But I was like, well, it's up a lot. You know what I mean? It's up 20% every day, or 10%. I mean, I watched it going from 700 all the way up to 1,000, you know, and I seen Tesla just keep going up. You know what I mean? Some of them stocks, they keep going up. So what do you do? I mean, what do you do? I mean, if you want to buy it, I believe if you wait, you buy half now, and then maybe when it takes a hit, you buy half later, but you don't get scared out of it, you know. And that's what kind of I kind of look at it. Just like me, I just made a video, picking some stocks. I'm going to try to upload it. I don't know. I probably upload this one first and then that one. But yeah, I mean, and the same goes to that one. I believe some of them stocks have ran up a lot, but I still recommend them because I still add to it, because I don't try to predict the market. I've seen a lot of people try to predict the market, and then they miss out on opportunity, because good companies, their stock goes up. You know what I mean? If they're growing and they're doing well, and they will keep going up, you know. So essentially, it doesn't really matter where you bought. I mean, think of Amazon. If you bought that thing in the last year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or last 20 years, you have done well. So I mean, but Amazon's done well. You know what I mean? If you bought any last time, you're up. You know what I mean? That's why it's at an all-time high. You know, and there's a lot of companies like that. I mean, look at Shopify, the Trade Desk. I mean, I've seen these things get cut in half in earnings season. You know what I mean? They go run up, and then they get cut in half. It's like, oh, Google. Google is the perfect example of a tech stock, or how the market trades them stocks. Is they run up to the quarter, then they get hit. They always go down on the quarter. So the same as Adobe. For some reason, that stock always gets pummeled. You know what I mean? And MasterCard also is kind of one of those ones. It runs up to the quarter, and then they sell off. Run up to the quarter, then sell off. And it's just after the earnings, and it could be a great quarter, but then it go slowly go creeping back up. And it's just the way it is. I don't know really what it does, but that's kind of how I look at it. You know, just kind of maybe add now if you're making a position, or just wait a little bit. Wait a little bit, let it go down 10%. pick it up 5%, it maybe, and sometimes it doesn't, you know what I mean? So I really don't really play any of the earnings and go, wow, I'm going to buy this stock before the earnings, go up 20%, then sell it. I mean, that is just, in my opinion, that's straight up gambling, unless you know before the quarter, which that's inside trading, which is illegal, you know, unless you just got lucky. But I honestly believe, through my experience of doing it for years, and been doing it since 2017, 2013, almost 7 years now, and you get about 4 of those, so essentially 4 times that. I mean, whatever that math is, 24 months, 24 earning seasons, I guess, or whatever. And I've just never been that type of person who I'm going to buy before the quarter and it'll go up and then sell it. I think that's straight up gambling. Or a lot of people, well, I go look at the option traders, you know what I mean? Well, let me tell you something. They're you know what I mean? The options are based off what the stock does. So essentially, if the stock gets hammered, the options get destroyed, you know what I mean? So if they get ran up so much with them high premiums on there, they're going to get obliterated. I mean, that's why I don't really play options, especially in earnings season. I don't even like to trade if I'm in my trading account, which I trade here and there. I don't even touch it. If it's coming up on an earnings season or an earning trade, or let's say like Microsoft reports next week, I'm not even going to touch the stock because I don't know where it's going to do. It's going to be influenced so much by it, and I'm just never been good at it. And I don't think anybody consistently has done well trading stocks before earnings and everything, because I think it's straight up gambling because you don't know. So essentially, it's just the way it is. So I believe in reading the conference call, reading the thing, and make your own opinion. I always like to read the earnings calls in a vacuum, per se, kind of not at least see what the stock does. And if the stock, wow, that was a pretty good quarter, beat expectation, it raised guidance, and then you're like, well, the stock should be up, and then you look at it and it's down 10%. Well, that doesn't make sense. Did well, you know what I mean? Beat every single expectation, and the stock's down, and you're like, well, I'll buy some more, you know what I mean? And that's just how they view it. Or if the stock's up a lot, you know what I mean? And it's just the way it is. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Leave a comment of what you're looking forward to this earnings season. Free stocks that you're looking at. So that's really what I gotta say about earnings season. And I don't really ever trade before the earnings, like I said. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, and I have more videos coming out what stocks I'm picking next. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you.